In this video, we are going to understand how to create Flodesk subscriber for lead received via email. So here our objective is, every time a new email is received which has got some details about new lead, and the details are supposed to be in a particular template. Now the moment you receive these details through any platform. So here we have taken Gmail, it can be any other email platform. So automatically with the details received, a subscriber should be created in Flodesk, and then the same subscriber should be added to a particular segment in Flodesk. Now Flodesk is an amazing email marketing platform. So how can we do this? For this we will have to integrate these applications, and we are going to do the same using Pabbly Connect. Here our trigger will be Gmail and our action applications will be Flodesk. Now to understand how you can do this yourself, integrate and automate this entire process, let me take you to my screen. In this video, we are going to understand every time you receive a new mail with some details about the new leads, then how you can integrate it with Flodesk and automatically create a subscriber in a particular segment. Now to do this, we have to integrate email with Flodesk, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect. Now to understand how, let's start. So this here is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect software, and you can reach here by clicking on the link which is given in the video description. If you are an existing user, you simply have to sign in, and if you are a new user, you can sign up. It is not going to take more than 2 minutes. Now once this is done and you reach the dashboard, on the right hand side there's a tab Create Workflow. Click on this. This dialog box will appear, and here you will have to name your workflow. Now as per my objective, I'm going to name it as Create Flodesk Subscriber for Lead Received via Email. I'm going to click on Create. Now as we do that, here you can see we have reached another window. Now this window contains two extremely important events. One here is trigger, another one is action. Now triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. Basically action here is the response of your trigger application. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. So every time you swipe your card and you make the payment, then automatically you receive a message on WhatsApp or text. How does that happen? With the help of automation. So in such a case, your trigger will be the payment gateway and your action application will be WhatsApp or SMS sending applications. Now let's come to our use case. Here your trigger will be a feature by Pabbly which is email parser. Now what is email parser? So email parser extracts data from the incoming email sent to the mentioned email address. So what it does that it provides us this email address which is given here, and then all the emails are directed to this email address. All data like email name, subject, the body of the email, etc. is extracted from the email automatically. And also you can then send these details to different applications. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to copy this address that we have received, and now I'm going to take you to my email address. Here we have to go to settings. Let's go to see all settings. Now here we have to go to forwarding and POP/IMAP. Now here you can see add a forwarding address. So I'm going to click on this and paste the address that we have just received. Let's click on next. So here it is written forwarding mail to this address. I'm going to click on proceed. And here it is written add a forwarding address. So a confirmation code has been sent to this address to verify permission. I'm just going to click on OK, take you back to Pabbly Connect. And here you can see as I take you down, so here in body text we have received this confirmation code. So I'm going to copy this, go back to my email address, and here I'm going to paste this confirmation code and verify. So once this is done, here you can see you have verified the forwarding address. I'm going to close this, and now I'm going to go down and click on save changes. So here we can see that you are forwarding your email to this particular address. This notice will end in 7 days. Now taking you back to Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to recapture the response. So click on recapture email parser. I'm going to click on yes. And now here it is waiting for email parser response. So what I'm going to do, this email address to which I have applied this forwarder, I'm going to send an email to this email address. So I'm going to compose another email, and this is now forwarded to this address. What is the subject? New lead. Now this here is the text that I want to send via email. Hello team, we have received a new lead. Details are mentioned below. First name, last name, email address, contact number, company name, and then regards. Now let's say that your sales team has to send you this email every time it receives a new lead. So always remember that it has to follow the same template, otherwise this workflow is not going to run. If it is not in the same format, so it is going to become extremely challenging for us to extract the data. So here is the template, and now I'm going to click on send. And here you can see we have received the response. So this here is the email address to which we had sent the email. This here is the email address from which we had sent the email. Now the subject here is new lead, and here we have the body text. So this is the body text that we have received. Now first of all, I want that every time I receive an email, so if it has a word like lead or new lead, then only this workflow should continue. This workflow should not run for any random email. So here I'm going to choose this feature by Pabbly, which is filter. What I'm going to do here, so I'm going to go down. Let's go to the subject. So this here is the subject. Now this should contain words like lead. Okay, I'm going to add one more condition. So here again we are going to go down, and as I take you down, this here is the subject. So this should contain new lead. So similarly you can add a lot more values. I'm going to click on save and send test request. Now since the mail that we had just sent had this value, so we can see here the status is shown as a success. Now once this is done, first of all I'm going to extract the values. So from this text that we have received, we need the first name, last name, email address, mobile number, and the name of the company. So here for this, I'm going to use a feature by Pabbly, which is text formatter. Let's click on this. Then the action event here will be text basic formatting, and I'm going to click on connect. As we do that, here you can see that the connection is all set. Now what is the string? For this I'm going to go to step 1, and this here is the string. Now from this string, what do I want? I want to extract the email address. So I'm going to select this and click on save and send test request. And as I do that, here you can see we have received the response, and this here is the email address. Now I am going to here copy this step, okay, and I'm going to paste the same step right. So here as I take you down, so I'm going to here transform this, and this time I'm going to use extract phone number. Let's click on save and send test request. And as you do that, here is the phone number. Always remember, when you're creating the template, the phone number has to be with the country code and the plus sign. Okay, now once this is done, here I'm going to need the company name, first name, and last name now. Now to do this, I'm again going to choose text formatter. Let's click on this. And the action event here will be text parser. I'm going to click on connect. Now once this is connected, first of all we have to enter the text to be formatted, and here it is. This is the required text, and now here text match after. So the first thing I need is the first name. So what I'm going to do, now here we have to mention the text match. So here it has to be after and before. So I need this name test. For this, the before one is name and colon, and the next one is last. So here I'm going to write name and colon, and here I'm going to write last. Now as I do that and click on save and send test request, so here you can see we have received the first name. Now I'm going to copy the step, and once done I'm going to paste the same step, and this time what do I want? So I'm going to click on this, and this time I need the last name. So here I have written last name, and here I have written email. So I need this last name, okay, and then in between email we have dummy. So I need that. Let's click on save and send test request, and you can see we have received the last name. Now I am going to repeat the step. So copy the step, okay. Now I'm going to paste the same. Let's go here, and this time I want the text match after. So this time I need the name of the company. So here I'm going to write company name, and here I have to write regards. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request, and you can see I have received the name of the company as well. So once I have received the first name, last name, mobile number, email address and the name of the company, I'm going to create a subscriber in Flodesk. So here my action application will be Flodesk. Let's click on this. And the action event here will be to create or update subscriber. Let's click on connect. Here Pabbly Connect wants to connect itself with Flodesk account. Let's click on add new connection, connect with Flodesk. So here first of all we have to enter the details for the account. Now I'm going to click on allow. And here we can see that the authorization has been successful. And now we have to fill in this information. So first of all, choose by which you want to create or update subscribers. So here I have selected email. Then here we have to enter the field value, which means here we have to enter the email value. For this, as I click on this, you can see all the steps that we have done before. And here I'm going to go to step 3, and this here is the email address. So this method with which I have added the information here is known as mapping, and this is important so that every time your workflow runs in real time, then it would be able to take the new data into consideration. Now had I written the same information manually, so even when for a new response I would have received a different email address, it wouldn't have taken that. Instead, it would have taken the manually written data. So to avoid that, we map the information. Now I'm going to map the first name. For this, let's go to step 5. So this here is the first name. Now last name. So I'm going to go to step 6, and this here is the last name. Then we have the send opt-in confirmation emails to subscribe. So here it is asking us whether we want email confirmation for new subscriber creation, and it is typically set as no by default unless specified otherwise, and here I'm going to mention yes. Then the mobile number, so again I'm going to click on this, go to step 4, this here is the mobile number, and the company, the name of the company. So here I'm going to go down, step 7, and this here is the name of the company. Let's click on save and send test request, and here you can see we have received the response, according to which now the subscriber must be created in Flodesk. But here we can see that the status is unconfirmed. So I'm going to take you to the email address of the person. Click on this email that we have received, and here I'm going to click on join the list. And here you can see that we are in. Taking you back to Flodesk. Let's go and check the audience. And here you can see test dummy at pabblytunes.com. This particular person is now. Now once I have received this information, I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect, and this time I'm going to choose my final action application, which is again Flodesk. Now what do I want this time? This time I want the subscriber to be created in a particular segment. So I've selected add existing subscriber to segment. Let's click on connect. So here I'm going to go ahead with the existing connection. And now here the subscriber's email. So I'm going to go to step 1. This here is the email address. Then we need the segment. So here let me take you to Flodesk, and let's go to segments. So you can see we have created a lot of segments already. Now I can always create a new segment. Let's name it as leads through email. And now I'm going to give it a yellow color. I'm going to click on save. So once this is done, now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect. Here I'm going to refresh this page, and this time I'm going to choose the segment leads through emails. Click on save and send test request. And here we have received the response. Let's check if our integration is a success. I'm going to click on view here. And here you can see that yes, this particular person has been added to this segment. The name is lead through emails. So this means that our integration is a complete success. Now I'm going to check this in real time. For that, I'm going to go back to the email address through which I had sent the mail. I'm going to compose another mail. So this time again it is to the same person. What is the subject? Lead received. Okay. Now here I'm going to paste the message. Let's say this time the first name is dear. The last name here is dearie. And then we have the email address, which here will be dear diary@pabblytutes.com, and then here we have the contact number, and here we have the name of the company. The name of the company is XYZ Limited. Now I'm going to click on send. Now as soon as this mail has been sent, then automatically what should happen? The subscriber should be created in Flodesk. Also it should be created under a specified segment. So I'm going to take you back, and here first of all I'm going to refresh this. And here you can see that the subscriber has been created and it has been here added to this segment. So this means our integration is a complete success. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand what we have done. So here our trigger was a feature by Pabbly, which was email parser, where the event was to capture email parser. Then our action application was first filter. Again, this is a feature by Pabbly where we had to put a filter so that the workflow runs only when the subject of the email contains words like lead or new leads. Now then after that, we had chosen another feature by Pabbly, which is text formatter. This here was to extract the information like first name, last name, email address, phone number, and the name of the company. And once that was done, our action application was Flodesk, where first we had created the subscriber and then added that subscriber to a particular segment. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any specific integration that you wish to work on, you can always write to us. Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.